And I'm back again. My phone's got a little bit of a delay going on. Probably about time to get a replacement. Anyway, apparently Michael Bloomberg's running for president too. That means 3 billionaires running for the job, if you include Trump. I'm not sure if you counted all the billionaires that have run prior to this election. I don't know if we've ever had 3. The only one I can think of besides Trump would have been Ross Perot, just off the top of my head. I do have a couple things. The big thing is I came across an article, and I'll link in the description, that the Democrat Party and the establishment is at their wits' end, as the article put it, with Tulsi Gabbard. And I've got 2 things to say. First off, she came out and the big stink is she came out and said, if you're going to run solely on the premise of getting rid of Donald Trump and impeach Trump and all that, you're going to undermine the impeachment process and you are going to undermine your own candidacies and basically hurt yourself. And that pissed a bunch of people off. People saying she was a Russian agent, that she was going to run as a third-party operative, and no one stood up against Hillary Clinton. I guess they figured they didn't want to make the news lines for suspicion or for suicide themselves. But no one really came to her aid when they were accusing her of all this stuff. And it's turned out to be right, because yesterday I walked by TV and the news was on. They mentioned that the number of Americans that approve of the impeachment process is going down to the point that it's now within and the percentage that disapproves is going up, and it's within the 3-point margin of error. So I think she wasn't necessarily wrong, but in this article they're saying she's coming out and she's personally attacking candidates and stuff like this, and how it's reprehensible and all this crap. Well, let me tell you something. When Hillary Clinton was running her mouth, and Hillary Clinton, please go away, accusing Tulsi of being a Russian operative, like I said, no one came to Tulsi's defense. If anything, they piled on. And I don't know about you, but if I were her, I'd have claws coming out and I'd be scratching, cussing, fighting, tooth and nail. I don't blame her. I actually kind of admire the fact that she was willing to stand up and fight instead of going, oh, please, don't get mad at me. No, she's standing up and fighting back, and I'm impressed with that a great deal. And they're saying she has all this outside the box thinking. Oh, what's outside the box? Instead of a tax more, spend more policy, she's talking about quit spending so much here and maybe reallocating it to pay for some other things, or just not spending as much, which is my personal preference, because $23 trillion in debt, that's kind of important. So she has some, and they say she's more isolationist. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what the country was literally founded upon, was we were to stick to our own business, but instead here we are trying to play the moral authority of the world when we can't take care of our own selves, our own infrastructure, or anything else, and all we're doing is going around bombing people and pissing them off. Which she probably knows, because she's in the National Guard and probably seen some of the effects of it firsthand. But because of this stuff, people are piling on her, and they're getting mad because she's defending herself? No. I admire the fact she's defending herself. And in this particular article, again in the description, it brings out that they're wanting to know, is there a group within the Democrat Party that's sick and tired of the Democrat Party? Yes, there is. You have a growing group of people who, in both parties, that don't like the establishment. That's why I said in 2016, that would be the golden time for the Libertarian Party to come up, because they were most likely to appeal to both sides and the disillusioned people on both sides. And of course, we won't go there, but there is. And it's a growing number of people disillusioned with those parties, and she's appealing to it because she kind of has some Democrat ideals. She has some Republican ideals. She has some stuff that appeals to libertarians. So she kind of covers a little bit of the bases. So, yeah, she's going to appeal to that. And she's going to appeal to those that are disillusioned with the status quo because, I mean, let's face it, that's why Trump got what he got, where he got. People were sick and tired of the Republican establishment. They wanted someone different. She's different. And also in this article, it points that of the Democrat voters who voted for Trump over Hillary, Tulsi's the most likely to actually get those voters back. Because she's not trying to behave like the establishment. And that's kind of why I actually halfway like her. And if there weren't so many key areas where I disagree with her, I would probably consider voting for her if she was running in come election time. And another thing, said that attacking Trump like that, you're going to undermine your position. And in one of the videos I said you run the risk of, if you don't have a good slam dunk case, you're going to run the risk of pissing people off and people will vote for Trump who didn't vote for him before. I've known a few people that have come out and said they hate him, they did not vote for him, they don't like him. I mean, literally hate him, but they were going to vote for him if he's still able to run in 2020, just out of spite. Say what you will, she was not wrong in what she said. The Democrat Party, in my opinion, is the one that was in the wrong because Hillary Clinton at this point should be irrelevant. But everyone's afraid of pissing her off. And instead of saying, no, I don't think Tulsi's a Russian operative, they just piled on. Or turned a blind eye. And I guess now they're getting ready to reap what they sow because she's got a set of claws on her. I'm not lying. And she's coming out swinging. I don't know if it will help her or hurt her, but she's bucking up for a fight. And I kind of like it, not going to lie. Anyway, I can still hope that a good third party will come out and just mop the floor with both of them, but I don't see the Libertarians stepping up to the plate. I don't really see any of them. They're just kind of like got the fingers up their nose. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'm actually at the house already. I got some frozen custard that I'm going to throw in the freezer. But if you saw my last video at Home Depot, yeah, I was just walking and lights went out completely. And before I could get the video camera on, the backup generator kicked on. They had to keep the doors open. Only half the lights came up, and I don't think a lot of the registers were working. I was by the paint section, and their computers were completely off. So yeah, that explains that one. Anyway, I've got frozen custard to throw in the freezer. Pumpkin flavored. That's a nice festive thing. Anyway, later.